right, Tesla stock fell big time today. A sharp change of trend, if you will, from what we have seen recently. This could have to do with some of the comments Elon is making in regards to, you know what. Now, we're going to get into, is this a big deal? Obviously, you know, some of these things are very controversial, so I'm speaking financially. Is this a big deal to Tesla financially for your investment in Tesla? The stock is definitely reacting to it. We're also going to listen to that clip from the Joe Rogan podcast with The Rock, basically knowing nothing about Teslas, which I think is pretty crazy. I think that more so highlights the lack of education the general populace has on Teslas. And finally, we are going to get into what we can expect for stocks coming tomorrow. What does the economic calendar look like? And what do I think we are going to do to wrap up this week? Let's go ahead and get into all of this information. Hit that like button and or subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. What is your opinion on this situation? It is starting to affect your money if you are in Tesla. This is pushing Tesla stock lower. Let's go ahead and get started. So Tesla stock fell more than 4% today on this news that Elon Musk is no longer listed as APEC CEO summit speaker after controversial comments. The change came after Musk backed a claim that Jewish communities are pushing hatred against whites. Ross Gerber says it takes a lifetime to build a reputation and a day to lose it. He also says that he's getting a flood of messages from clients wanting out of Tesla and anything to do with Elon Musk. Many saying they are selling their cars as well. What is he doing to the Tesla brand? And it seems like Ross Gerber is going off of the deep end, saying that this is real bad. He's now gone too far. He's like Trump now. And he is really off the deep end now. He says, sadly, this is a win for Rivian. I will be replacing my Tesla Model Y for a Rivian next year, and I'm sure the rest of LA will as well. It's been a long time since I've seen someone this dramatic. Calm down. Relax, brother. If you're an investor in Tesla, there's two sides to this. There's two things that are going on. Sure, Elon maybe shouldn't have made the claims that he makes, right? But is LA really going to buy Rivians instead of Teslas? Is this going to change anything? I would argue no. Gary Black took to Twitter as well to say Elon Musk has to stop the anti-Semitic remarks before he damages the Tesla brand. Two of my Jewish clients reached out to me this morning to express their outrage over his Twitter comments last night. I want to believe the CEO's attitudes and Tesla brand equity are not linked, but my common sense tells me otherwise. But there are a lot of people coming to Elon Musk's back, essentially. Ifu Tree says Elon Musk is pro-Semitic, pro-Israel, and pro-humanity, posting a picture of Elon meeting with Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel. And this is a good reminder. Stephen McKee on X says all racism is evil. Even if that's something you can't agree to, then there is something seriously wrong with you. Elon Musk agrees and says, yeah. But I think there is no arguing that Elon's comments here last night are having an effect to Tesla stock. That is a certainty, especially that news that Elon is no longer the APEC CEO summit speaker. That is really starting to push some of these fears along. Now, ultimately, is this a big deal financially for Tesla? Well, at this stage, I would say no. If there were to be a cancel culture around Tesla, then that could affect numbers per se. But this is just fear at this point. This is people panicking and freaking out. Am I panicking? Am I freaking out? No, I'm actually laughing at a Ross Gerber that is making insane claims that LA is going to switch to Rivian and all sell their Teslas. Like, we're going to see the markets flooded with Teslas. Come on. That's that's outrageous. As a fund manager, that's irresponsible to put your kind of opinions into a financial decision. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Gary Black seems a little more level-headed on the situation, acknowledging that it is affecting Tesla's stock, but I imagine he knows it doesn't mean anything for the long term. So that's the point in being. In the short term, this can cause some fear. In the longer term, give it a week. Give it 2 days. People will forget about this. They'll stop selling Tesla stock, and this will all be over with. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a financial planner. This day and age, cancel culture, if you will, is pretty strong, so we'll see what ultimately happens. But this doesn't look like the end of the world for Tesla, in my personal opinion. And The Rock went on the Joe Rogan Experience podcast, and they were speaking on Tesla for about 3 minutes. So we'll go ahead and let you listen to this in case you missed it.
Do you drive today? Like, what's your go-to?
Well, I have a lot of cars. I collect cars. I have too many cars. But my car, I drive my Tesla a lot. I love it.
Yeah.
I love that fucking thing. And I drive my...
Everybody who I talk to has a Tesla loves a Tesla.
They're fucking great.
Yeah.
Jamie's got one. He's got the one I have, the Plaid. They're the shit.
Yeah.
They're so fast. It's it's a time machine.
How about, that's what I hear. Is there an SUV available?
Yeah, they have an SUV and they have the Cybertruck that's coming out.
How about a pickup truck?
That's the Cybertruck.
Oh, nice.
Have you seen it? You haven't
No.
seen it? You haven't seen the Cybertruck?
All I drive is pickup trucks.
Oh, Elon brought one here the other day. It's fucking insane.
Badass.
It's insane. It's insane. It's a spaceship. It looks like something. Seeing it in real life is so fucking cool. There's something about photos are kind of, they don't, it's not, you're not in context. You're not physically there where you get to look at it.
Yeah.
But when you're physically there and you look at it, you're like, oh my God, this thing is so fucking cool.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't look anything like any other car. That's it.
Wow.
It's bulletproof, by the way. It's also arrow-proof. I shot an arrow at it the other day. He told me it was arrow-proof. So I pulled a fucking arrow back and I launched it into his door. It bounced right off. Barely scratched it. Like you could see a very slight mark where it hit it. But he said it'll stop a 45 slug.
Wow.
Yeah, why? I go, why? He goes, because it's cool.
Well, I was just going to ask why.
Because it's cool. Like, that's literally what he did. I mean, the whole thing is made out of steel. The whole thing is made out of steel.
Is it heavy as
Heavy as fuck. That's me shooting the arrow at it.
Wow.
So you see, that's like right when the arrow releases, it hits it. It's fucking sparking up.
Look at that.
Yeah, it was, I mean, fucking just ate it like it was nothing.
Yeah.
It's just cool. I mean, he just decided to make it like it's, just make the fucking coolest cyber vehicle that he can.
Yeah.
He just likes, look, he's the best kind of billionaire to me because he does wild shit. I mean, he made the fucking tip of the SpaceX rocket pointy because he wanted it to look more like the one on Spaceballs. Literally. I mean, that's literally what he did.
Yeah.
He's just a wild fella.
Yeah.
And he just decided.
So idea,
yeah,
make it happen.
It's hard. I mean, he detailed the process of going from an initial concept, making a demonstration vehicle, and then production. How difficult it is, and how many things have to line up.
Right.
Especially when you get something that's incredibly innovative and complicated.
I was going to say, so the innovation, the complication, the production cost on that, and how heavy it is. What do you think that's going for?
I think there's going to be 3 different tiers, he said.
Yeah.
There's going to be a beast mode, which is like the most insane, 1,100 horsepower, 3 electric engines, 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds, which is insane for like a 7,000 plus pound vehicle.
3 seconds?
3 seconds.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there's going to be a lower tier model. But even like if you get a Model 3, which is like their entry level Tesla, it's fast as fuck. Mm-hmm. It's so fast. It's so competent. It's a joy to drive.
Yeah.
And if you've never driven an electric car, you got to get past the fact that it doesn't make any noise because a lot of people love the rumble of the V8 and all that jazz.
Yeah.
But if you can get past that, just the sheer ability that they have to just go, just take off.
Yeah.
Mine goes 0 to 60 in 1.9 seconds.
Do you miss the rumbling of the muscle cars?
No, I just drive a muscle car when I miss the rumbling.
Yeah.
Those feel different though to me. When I drive that's like I'm on a ride. That's like I'm on a Disneyland ride for adults. It's like, woo!
Yeah.
I don't even have to go fast. Just a rumble and a shift in the gears. And just
I don't know if we're thinking the same thing here, but that is a hell of an advertisement for Tesla. Not just the Cybertruck, but the Model S, The Model 3, the Model Y, or the Model X were not mentioned, but wow, for the millions of people that watch Joe Rogan, I would argue a lot of them are not EV drivers. Probably 95%, 90% of individuals that watch Joe Rogan are not the owners of Tesla vehicles. So that's really good news that I think is something you can't quantify, right? You don't know how many conversions that could have potentially led to of individuals that said, hey, I'll go buy a Model 3. How much does a Model 3 cost? And it's $28,000 after government tax incentives, and actually go out there and pick themselves up a Model 3. You really can't put a dollar amount on that, but I think that's really good news. As far as the day ahead, you do have retail sales coming out of the UK for October at 2 a.m. tonight. Just depending if it's really bad, that could obviously be bad as well. You don't want to see the world going into a recession. It already looks like China's not in a great place. Most of Europe's already in a recession anyways, including the largest country in Europe, which is Germany by GDP. So you want to see hopefully some numbers getting better over there as our numbers start to get worse. The last thing you want is just a total global slowdown. So that could be important, a little more important than normal, I would argue. You are going to get building permits coming out at 8:30 in the morning tomorrow. You're expecting 1.45 million. Last month's number was 1.47 million. So to see building permits actually jump, that would be very good news because we're just not building enough. So building permits is like the first step to actually building something. We want to see more building permits actually starting to hit the markets. Now, housing starts could also be very important. You're expecting 1.35 million. If this number comes in higher than expectations, that could be really, really good news as well. Now, housing starts month over month for the month of October came in at last month came in at 7%. The forecast for this month is negative 1.3%. So again, you want to see that come in, as high as possible, because at this point, there's a supply and demand dynamic in housing that the Fed cannot fix. If you get rid of housing inflation, the Fed is beyond their 2% Fed target to the downside. Inflation's like literally nothing without housing, which housing is like 60% or some crazy high number of CPI. So if you get good news on housing, that could be really good for our markets tomorrow. And I think this is more so of a digestion phase following the last couple of days, really, of this face ripper rally that we have seen. And Tesla stock, is just not doing great following this news, right, that we went over in the beginning of this video. And I would like to just leave this video off with this message. Elon is going to do what Elon does. Tesla would have never been Tesla without Elon. And whether you agree, disagree with any of the comments he ever makes, just remember, nothing he has said in the past has caused long-term damage to the Tesla brand. It's probably helped Tesla by all the outrageous things Elon has said at times. And that's just something you have to go with as a Tesla stock investor. Ross Gerber is obviously looks like selling out of his position. Just based on what he's saying. And the more fear you get, the more of selling you do get, ultimately the better buying opportunity it is. Now, Tesla stock is still in the 230s, so you're up a lot from where you were in the 190s. Keep that in mind. This would have been a little bit worse if you were 190 and actually seeing this news come out, guys. So that's going to do it for this video. Let me know what you think about all of this down below in the comment section. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching. Come join us if you guys would like to trade with us live in real time. I send out all of my alerts every time I do make a trade. Link down below in the description of this video. You guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.